Form 3 Zoom lesson. Knowledge consolidation on circulatory system. The blood circulation, we have two systems. One serves the lungs, the other serves the other part of the body.
Supplying oxygen and nutrients to the cells and removing carbon dioxide and waste materials from them. This movement of blood through the entire body is called circulation of blood. Let's understand this movement. From the different body parts, deoxygenated blood is collected and brought to the heart. It enters the right atrium through blood vessels called superior and inferior vena cava. This deoxygenated blood now moves into the right ventricle. Now, in order to purify the blood, it is sent to the lungs via the pulmonary artery. In the lungs, the blood is purified, that is, carbon dioxide is removed and oxygen is added to the blood. Now, this oxygenated blood needs to be sent to all body parts. So, let's take it back to the heart, through the pulmonary veins into the left atrium. From there, it flows into the left ventricle. And now, finally, through the aorta, it leaves the heart and is sent throughout the body. Thus, oxygenated blood is delivered to every cell. This completes one cycle of blood circulation. Now, deoxygenated blood is again collected, brought back to the heart, and the cycle continues. Did you know that the blood circulation between the heart and lungs is called pulmonary circulation, while the circulation between the heart and body parts is called systemic circulation? Since the blood flows twice through the heart in one circuit, it is called double circulation.
Try to test your understanding. So this circulation is the pulmonary circulation. Starting from right atrium, if I have a red blood cell starting from right atrium, there is a flow chart. It will flow to the lungs and then flow to left atrium. Can you write the number? Okay, next to the structure. Number 1, after right atrium, which structure is number 1? 1 is right ventricle, and then number 2, pulmonary artery, and then lungs. Number 3 is pulmonary vein, and then move back to the left atrium. Okay, very good. So this one is pulmonary circulation. Okay, you need to memorize the name. Okay, and then the other one is the systemic circulation. Okay, so for the systemic circulation, okay, so systemic circulation, blood pump out of the heart, and then they will move to all other parts of our bodies, and then back to the hearts, which carry all the body waste, such as carbon dioxide, back to the hearts. Okay, so you try to complete the flow chart, okay? Try to identify number 1, 2, and 3. Starting from left atrium. And then left ventricle is number 1. What else? Number 2 is aorta. And then to other parts of the body. Okay, number 3, the vena cava. Okay, and then back to the right atrium. So a red blood cell, when it starts from a point and then go back to the same point, it passes through the heart twice. Okay, so this is double circulation. So in this case, so in this case, the blood circulation has two parts. The pulmonary circulation pass the blood to the lungs and then back to the heart. Okay, so the pulmonary circulation here. The other one is the systemic circulation. Blood pump out from the aorta to the whole body and then back to the heart. Carry all the waste, okay? Carry all the waste back to the heart. And then for the aorta, it carry all the glucose, the nutrients, and also oxygen to the body cells. Okay, so let's go to this one. Okay, so this is the circulatory, the double circulation, okay? showing you more details about the systemic circulation. Okay, so by looking at this animation, can you tell me which part of the body has this exchange? The blood vessels, the capillary, pass through certain organs, yes, and then they get oxygen. The red blood cell turns from purplish red to bright red after taking in oxygen. And then carbon dioxide is also released. Okay, yeah, so this is the lungs or the air sac. Okay, yeah, so this part is the lungs. Okay, need to clear the marks. How about this diagram? What's the difference between this one and the previous one? Yeah, have a look. This one, so these are the oxygen, okay? Oxygen, they are moving in. And then the red blood cell becomes bright red. How about this? Bright red oxygen, bright red hemoglobin, okay? Becomes purplish red. Yeah, oxygen is, yes, diffusing out to body tissues. Okay, in this diagram, try to circle any part of the bodies which this process can take place. Oxygen from blood move out, okay? Yeah, so the head and shoulder, knee and toes, okay? And your fingertips, all would have this process except the lungs. Yeah, so these are the difference, okay? Yeah, so you can see they are different. One from purplish red to red, the other from red to purplish red. Yes, in one case, oxygen diffuse into the blood. The other case, oxygen is diffusing out of the blood. Okay, let me clear the mark first. Okay, yeah, so sorry, this one is the lungs. Sorry, this one is the lungs. Okay, yeah, so in the lungs, we have oxygen diffuse in, CO2 diffuse out. Okay, yeah, so this one is the pulmonary artery. The other is the pulmonary vein. A pulmonary artery try to bring blood to the lungs. Can you circle oxygen and carbon dioxide? For pulmonary artery, what happens to the oxygen level? Okay, lower. And also try to circle these 4 boxes. Okay, lower oxygen, high oxygen, higher CO2, lower CO2. Yes. So this is an artery with lower oxygen. Okay, yeah. Most of the artery has higher oxygen except pulmonary artery. Okay, yeah. Oxygen and glucose, they work similarly to each other. Okay, yeah. So I think many of you get the points. Yeah, but I will still make use of this. Okay, yeah. So in this case, the body cells, they produce CO2, and then the CO2 will move through the vena cava to the pulmonary artery, and then they will be moved into the air sac and then disappear. Okay, they will go to the air and then disappear. So we have more CO2 in the artery and then less CO2 in the vein. And then for oxygen, okay, oxygen move into the lungs, diffuse into the capillary, and then move to the vein. Okay, yeah, so the vein will have more oxygen in this case. Okay, yeah, so for glucose, yeah, the lungs are also cells, made up of cells. Yeah, so when we have glucose moving to the organ through the artery, okay, yeah, so the glucose will move into the tissues, and then some of them will be used up, okay, to release energy, and then some of them will leave the organ, okay, yeah, so you see that in all the artery, we have higher glucose level, and then the vein has lower glucose level. Okay, and then lower. Okay, this one. Try to test your concepts. Okay, you try to do oxygen and carbon dioxide. Artery and vein. So for the artery, it should have more oxygen. Okay, more oxygen. Okay, and then vein lower oxygen. Carbon dioxide. Artery lower and then vein higher. Glucose. More glucose here. Use up some glucose, so less glucose. Okay, it seems that you have difficulties for the part glucose. Okay, yeah, try to circle the part glucose again. We have glucose here. Okay, and then there will be less glucose at the end. Okay, yeah, so how about let me clear the marks. Okay, how about if I change it to urea? Urea. Okay, yeah, so just recall what happens to urea. So this one related to liver, it is hepatic artery, and then the other one is hepatic vein. Okay, yeah, so when we have excess amino acid, the excess amino acid will pass to the liver, and then this will form urea. Okay, yeah, so urea will be made in liver, and then they will be removed. Okay, sorry, removed. Cannot select this one. Okay, yeah, so they will be removed and then pass to, oh, sorry, cannot select them. Okay, yeah, so they will be passed to the kidney, and then the kidney will turn them to urine. Okay, yeah, so in this case, which part will have more urea, artery or vein? Which part has more urea? Urea. Okay, the vein has high urea level, and the artery, lower urea level. Let's move on to this. Yeah. In your notes, there is a task. Flow chart. This is a flow chart. Shows the route by which a rapid cell from small intestine and then move to the lungs. Okay, yeah. So what is? So maybe to save time because we have 3 minutes left. Okay, yeah. First of all, you have small intestine, hepatic portal vein, and then the hepatic vein, and then we have vena cava. Go to the heart, pulmonary artery, and then the lungs. Okay. Yeah, so this is the flow chart. Okay.